So here's going to be a review on this roll belt 560 New Holland baler, and it's definitely got some improvements over the old design, which is sitting right there. And this is going to be somewhat of a comparison video between the two. I haven't ran this one yet, obviously. I just got it a few days ago or a week ago or whatever, so I can't really say a lot about it, but I will say some of the features that I really like compared to the old baler. And since that baler side by side, I'm gonna take time and go back and forth between the two and show you guys some differences here. The biggest difference is by far the pickup. The pickup on this baler is, I feel, a lot better design. There's a stuffer mechanism similar to what Deere and some of the other companies use. That's a rotor design instead of that stuffer mechanism, which I had problems with on the other one, which we'll walk over here. I'll just point my camera at the old design. There's the old design where it kind of forked back on each side. This side would fork and then that side would fork. And I do think this design here on the older baler is probably maybe a little gentler on the hay, just from the, maybe lets it build up a little bit, where I think this is going to feed much faster and much more economical. And for all around, I think this is going to be a lot better design for that. The augers here are a lot bigger, and I think that's going to help. And then the augers are actually dropped down, and I feel that's going to help with the crop hitting the top of the auger here instead of being at the bottom and have to push its way up and over. And they did change down here on how it feeds. Right there, there's a little cutout, which I can't really show very well. Yeah, maybe it's dished out right there, and that's supposed to help feed the crop around that corner. So that's kind of that. It's got this roller wind guard, which I built for that one because my roller on mine wasn't good enough. They put less teeth in the wind guard, but they're bigger, and I think this is going to help. I think these teeth slowed material down too much. I actually got this one was broke off, and the one on the end I actually took out because it kept plugging up. But you can see how this auger design, it's kind of hard to show. It doesn't drop back from the pickup, it goes right at the bottom. And I think that really slowed down the feed going around that auger, and you'd have problems plugging up on the corner there. So that's definitely a different design here. And I know more on this pickup here that I like. On those balers there, this manual hand crank was an option. And my original baler had it. This is I think my fourth baler, I think. And anyhow, the small things count right here. I really like these cranks being on it. That way you can park it and not have to mess around with these stupid chains, getting this up and down. And like right now, I lowered the pickup with my skid loader, and I can crank this pickup up and down if I want, and it's secured. I don't gotta worry about hooking it up to a tractor to move it if this would settle and whatnot. The overall basic design is the same. It still uses the same rolls and belts. I'm familiarized with all the net wrap, net mechanisms different but similar to the same. It's got a brush here to keep stuff out of it. The rollers still. And net wrap or twine boxes are up on top. Or that will be actually an extra, it's a spare net wrap roll, which I'll be using that. I don't know exactly how this all, that flips up like so, and then you can fit your net wrap there. That's interesting, I didn't know that. And if you want to use twine, you just swing these little doors out and that separates everything out. So that's that. One other thing I like on the net wrap is it actually drops down. So on the old baler design, I'll show you on the old one first, I guess. I'll flip that door open. On this baler design, when you wanted to take this roll off, you had, if you couldn't get it off without doing it, you had to lock this pin, and then you could turn the roll backwards and lock it to undo the teeth that dig into it. And on this design, when that net wrap slid on here, it turns, and it'll turn, and then they got this little keeper here. So it's all automatic on how that works. And it's small, but I really like how they've changed that. I think it'll be an overall a lot better design, a lot easier, so you don't have to jump across the PTO shaft and do that. This PTO to me looks bigger than that one. Don't know why. I try to compare, I just can't tell, but it does look beefier. Time will tell if it lasts. They got a different type of clutch on these newer balers. So instead of being just a slip disc clutch, it's actually a ratcheting type clutch, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but that's what that is. I really like how they've cleaned up the whole sides of these balers without having those boxes on. I like how these are open. I'll walk back over to the other one and show you the other one. The sensors here for that's the bale shape sensors there. They're just nice and open, where these ones on this baler are in this stupid box. And that stupid box fills up with debris and junk and whatnot, and really I hardly ever use my bale shape sensors. These make a pretty good sized bale or decent shaped bale, and I just haven't ever messed with it much. But anyhow, that's kind of that. Still the basic chains, the 3 big chains here, but the chains that really change are down here. They don't have that one going clear low to run that stuffer mechanism. They got this double chain here that comes up and runs that roller and runs this, and it just everything is a lot simpler, quite a few less parts on it. This is a 5-bar pickup. Before I forget, it's a 5-bar, same as the last one that comes with the specialty crop. Then I like how they got the grease zerks, easy access. They got a row of grease zerks there, a grease bank, and then for the most part, everything's got a grease bank or easy to reach for maintenance wise. Let's see what else. Oh, this hitch, that's another thing they've changed. This hitch, as you can see, it's bolted on, so you can adjust your height for your hitch, where that one's a fixed hitch. And then also on this baler, they actually have an option for a flat hitch. So if you're running behind a tractor with a hammer strap, like I do, most of my equipment is a flat hitch, and then I run a hammer strap, and I gotta take that hitch off from my baler. So I've actually ordered a flat bar hitch, and I think I could have got him to throw it in the deal, but I want to be able to keep it for my next baler. And if I want to pull this baler with a pickup or whatever, then I will have this hitch I can put back on. Here's the monitor. I'll go side by side with the monitors here. You can see it's a lot smaller, bigger screen but smaller overall, and then the size is a lot thinner. So this is going to take up a lot less room in your tractor cab. Let's go down. So anyhow, that's kind of most of it. They went to a lot bigger chain or heavier chain on the pickup. Got a really big chain, like an 80 heavy chain. I think it's an 80. It's not heavy, it's just 80 chain on the back there. And then this is a, I'm guessing it's a 60, but I could be wrong. It's either 50 or 60. Where the old pickup chain was a 40, and it was terrible. It wasn't enough. They've changed. They got rid of the actuator for the net wrap. They went to a motor drive, and time will tell how that holds up. But I think, from what I know, it's been holding up good for people. The knife is actually on a separate drive, so it relieves pressure from one motor to 2, and that's good design. Another thing I like is the easy adjust pickup wheels. You just pop this pin out, pop that wheel out, and then you can put this wheel wherever you want as far as for height of your pickup for different crops or different conditions. Another huge change on this particular baler is it went to electric density control on this baler, so I'm able to do soft core bales, or I can run a lower pressure for the core but still pack the outside extreme if I wanted to. And the pressures actually ran off the baler monitor from the cab, and it'll display on the cab monitor from my understanding of it. There's another bank of grease zerks there. There's a couple of grease zerks there. Another thing that I didn't realize until actually yesterday I was looking at, I crawled up on top, and if you can see, there's a grease line right there, way at the top, and that's actually to grease the hinge of the baler, the door. So another small thing they've made. I think they're making these balers to be a little more longevity life in them than those series. I mean, those are good balers, don't get me wrong, I really haven't had problems. So a lot of the changes, they're just making things heavier duty and hopefully more reliable. Not they're not reliable, but just another thing. And then on the back here, there's another net wrap roll you can store, so you can carry 3 rolls of net wrap with you. So that's another plus. The door lock is here for the door. This baler I mentioned has the springs for the ramp. And another option I've got, which it's not on yet, but it will be coming on Monday, so I'll put that on sometime, is right there. There will be an electric sensor similar to the door sensor, I believe, there, that will tell me if my ramp is up or down, so I don't shut the door on the bale. And I think that will be helpful for not having my hydraulic one. I don't think the hydraulic one's needed if I got the one that shows up on my monitor if the door is up or down. So this video is getting plenty long, I think. Oh, one thing I'm going to point out, and I don't know, I'm not going to say this is a good thing or a bad thing yet, because I don't know, but this baler here, I mentioned it in my other video, if I put them both up, has this big deck here. It fills up with junk. Just piles way high, and I don't like it. But I do like being able to see kind of the inside of the belts, looking through them and stuff through that hole. Because like I just mentioned, my fire that I had was right there inside the belts. Come over to this one, and it doesn't have anything to build up, but I also can't see inside my belts very well. So, you know, maybe chance for more fire without catching it as fast, but as you can see, my fire was clear down there, so there's a huge void there as far as you can't see from the cab into what's going on back here. But time will tell. I do like how it's sloped, so there no debris should be built up on top. And I guess, guys, that's it. If you guys have one more other thing, the belts on the newer crop specialties are way thicker. They're an extra ply, I think, thick, so they hopefully last longer. And these are endless belts as well on this baler. So I guess anything else, you guys can ask me questions. That baler will be leaving soon, so I can answer questions, but I don't know if I can video it. This baler I hope will be around for several years to come. So please comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't be scared to ask any questions, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.